I don't know how to start a podcast.
I have no idea how to start.
I'm just so sick and tired of like the what's up YouTube.
Hey guys, hey everybody.
What's your middle name, bro?
James. You're the first person that I've actually
Told the right answer to.
Yeah, told the right answer to.
You give me big Christopher vibes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Nah, it's good.
I literally know 18 Christophers.
Name them.
Okay.
Christopher
Fletcher.
There's Christopher. There's Christopher.
Christopher Daly. Christopher, who's the one we know?
Hankins?
Hankins. Graham. That's the one. Graham. Okay. I said Daly already. K. I know Christopher K.
This is crazy.
It's at least 5.
Dude, that's too many. Have you thought about like a way to like narrow it down to one last Chris, like a Chris Hunger Games?
Not without murder.
Well, no one.
That's kind of a given.
Yeah, no one's taking that option off the table, I don't think.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our podcast, Watch Better Movies. This is sort of a revamp of a podcast that's already pre-existing. We've been going for a while, but we've kind of been on hiatus, and now we're filming them.
Yeah, I really like the way you say hiatus.
Hiatus?
Yeah.
Do I say it wrong?
Nah, you said it perfect. But the first time it had a little bit of spice to it. Hiatus.
Hiatus.
It was very Antonio Banderas.
Is that racist?
I don't think so.
Is that because I'm Hispanic?
No, I forget most days.
It's because I'm Zorro, right?
And that one might be racist.
That's okay.
I think me forgetting you're Hispanic is more racist than me pointing out that you are.
Not really, because that just means I'm white passing. And that's not your problem. That's not your fault.
Oh, God.
I don't know how to segue that back, so I'm just going to go with...
We are filming these now.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, you can go ahead and go to YouTube at Murray Flicks.
Yep.
YouTube.com/Murray Flicks. And check out the filmed version of the podcast, which is what we're filming right now.
We had a great idea.
Actually, I had a great idea.
Okay, well, there's 2 of us here on the podcast, so we're one now, bro. If you didn't know, podcast and marriage are pretty much the same thing in the 21st century.
That is true.
But we wanted to start back with like something different than what you have done before. And we thought it'd be a great idea to do like a top 10 list. And we have not shown these to each other.
No.
Which has been really hard over the past, like, I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, because we had Thanksgiving in between. I'm excited to show you this list. I also think you're going to crap on a few of these. And that's okay. I want you to be honest. I want you to be real with me. You know, we can't do this without a little bit of authenticity. But also, these are not our top 10 greatest movies of all time.
Yes, it is very important that we state this is not the top 10 greatest movies of all time. Like, there's so many things we can say on a technical level. That would be a different list for me.
Right.
This is a way to get to know us better.
Yeah.
These are like, you could put these on anytime during the day. These are a list of movies that we can watch whenever.
I'm actually really upset about how telling of my personality these movies are.
Why is that upsetting?
Oh man, it's just vulnerable. It's just real vulnerable.
I mean, we're also filming ourselves, and I guess that's kind of vulnerable too. So get ready to get vulnerable, everybody.
Let's get real vulnerable, guys. Can you draw vulnerable. In? Let's get real. Punch in right there. Everybody just come on.
Camera guy,
come on.
Punch in.
Come on. Yeah, what's our camera guy's name? Nick,
Paul.
Can you make sure you zoom in right there? Come on, guys.
That's Paul and that's Johnny.
Okay. Johnny's a little. Well, anyways. So we're going to start from 10. I think at least one of my films would end up on your list.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. What if we have the same number 1? There's no chance.
No.
Oh, I know what your number 1 is. I can guarantee I know what your number 1 is.
Why? Don't tell me why.
I just know it. Can I get, when we get to number 1, I'm going to say it before you do. All right.
Yeah, we'll guess. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
This will be a guessing game also. This is Dave, by the way. Everybody.
Hey, I'm Dave. I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Dave. And I like movies.
And he's Dave.
I make music.
So we're going to start with 10 and then go to 1.
Yeah.
So my 10th favorite movie, I guess, of all time would have to be the movie Clue. It's a comedy.
Wow. Cool.
Oh, you didn't guess.
I didn't guess.
Crap.
But I would have never thought Clue.
So I love everybody in that film, but Tim Curry steals the show.
Always.
I don't know if you remember his performance in that movie, but I don't understand how you would forget it, to be honest. I think his performance is so good. He really steals the show.
Now, was that your one comedy?
That is my one comedy.
No, I just asked because my 10 is a comedy too.
Oh.
And it's the only comedy on my list.
Okay. Is it like a classic?
No.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure. It's New Age. Did you see my list?
I've not seen your list.
All right. Go ahead.
Is it Shaun of the Dead?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
So my number 10 film is Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Really?
I
would never have guessed that.
Okay.
In a million years.
I've got a lot of reasons why, but I'll give you the short version. Here's the short version. That movie makes me laugh every single time I watch it. I have watched that movie no less than 30 times. Literally. I think I've watched that movie like 30 times or more. And every single time I watch it, I laugh. I laugh at the same stuff. I laugh at the jokes that I know are coming. It's one of the most quotable films I've ever seen. And the acting in that film has a lot of good, like, there's heart there too. There's like a lot of like, this is what heartbreak feels like. This all kind of sucks. Yeah, everything about that movie's hilarious. The cast is phenomenal.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh my gosh. You've got to watch that film. It's so funny.
It's Mila Kunis, right?
In the end, yeah. It starts off with Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell is his love that breaks his heart. And she dates...
and then... Okay, gotcha. I got him mixed up.
And she dates Russell Brand.
Yeah.
And it's so great. It's so great.
So we're doing 9?
Yeah, and what genre is this? I want to guess this.
If I tell you the genre, it'll give it away.
All right, let's do it. Because this is also... Another thing is, like, this is how well we know each other. And I don't think we're going to know each other that well from the movie side.
I'll tell you the genre and you'll guess it. That's fine. It's a Western.
Oh, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah. I gave it away.
Phenomenal film. So funny, that did not make my top 10, but it almost did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Earlier when we were talking about comedies and like quotable movies, I think the most quotable movie in the world is Princess Bride. Mm-hmm. And that was like this close to making my top 10. Mm-hmm. I almost put it instead of Clue. I almost put it there because I love that movie. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yes, mine is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So you're number 9. What genre is your number 9?
Think piece, drama, sad.
Sad.
Yeah, not really sad. Triumphant.
Is it Schindler's List?
No.
When I think sad, I think Schindler's List.
No, it's not that type of sad. Okay. It's
there are different types of
radio sad.
Okay, that one made me cry.
Yeah. This one makes me cry every time I watch it. It's part of why I made it into the list.
Is it I Am Sam?
It is I Am Sam.
I love that movie. So much.
Go, Ben.
I'm so glad that's on your list.
So you remember how we were talking before you got here about there was a movie on my list that my wife hadn't seen, and I was like, "You got to just watch this scene." And then she was like in the kitchen, like crying with me.
Now that makes sense.
It was I Am Sam. Yeah. I Am Sam. I don't know. What would you genre? How do you?
Sad.
Yeah, sad.
Sad. Like
sad. Really good.
I think you nailed it, man.
Really good. Really sad. Let's hear your number 7. Or give me the genre.
Yeah,
we'll see
genre.
If we can.
This might give it away too. Historical medieval.
Historical medieval.
Sort of medieval. I can't tell you exactly because you'll know what it is.
Monty Python Holy Grail?
No. Is it medieval?
I don't know.
There's swords. There are swords and people get decapitated.
In your top 10?
In my top 10. We mentioned this film earlier before we started recording. But my number 8 is Gladiator.
Yeah.
No surprise there. I'm a dude.
Yeah,
what
but
I say
no, man. I have so much to say about that film.
I don't even know what to say, honestly, because I saw it at such a young age. Because my dad was the type of guy that's like, we bonded over watching movies, and we still do.
Yeah.
But he's the type of person that when I was growing up and we were watching these movies, he would be like, if it doesn't have sex, if it doesn't have nudity, if it doesn't have too much language, we can watch.
Good to go, yeah. Watching people's heads be put on a spike, it's fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
My dad was the exact same way, bro. I grew up on like mobster films, but as long as it didn't have like boobies in it, we're straight.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, the main character is a good guy, sure.
Gladiator is a film though that I want to watch so much. I have rarely ever been burned out by that movie, and I've watched it a bunch. Joaquin Phoenix's performance in that film, to me, still to this day, doesn't get enough conversation. We all talk about Russell Crowe, and he did a phenomenal job. He was my hero growing up because of this film. But Joaquin Phoenix was one of the, if not the best villains I've ever seen in anything to this day.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Joaquin Phoenix, who also did the Joker hilariously, like rivals Heath Ledger's Joker. Like in a villain that I love and hate and understand and creeps me out. He had it all, man. He had it all. I love that movie.
I think Great Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, but yeah. I don't know if like I wouldn't say that, you know, character is maybe like the best villain, but because like I felt like he was like whiny the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I love about him. Really? Like he was a super unfathered son who was mad about it, but he just didn't know how to be different. You know what I mean? And he's a brat. He's like the biggest like royal brat that ever existed, you know, just trying to play politics, and he sucks at it. And it's great. I love it. Number 8, horror film.
Your number 8 is a horror film.
Yep.
It's not Barbarian, is it?
No.
Okay.
No chance. It's a good movie, but no chance.
Okay, so when you say horror, is this like 80s slasher horror?
No.
Like, or like legit?
This movie to this day bothers me when I watch it.
Babadook?
Nope. Not spiritual horror.
Okay.
Horrific horror.
Horrific horror.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it?
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
This was the film that turned me on to Anthony Hopkins, and he's a master. He's a master of his craft.
Real quick, who do you think is the best actor in the world right now?
So Denzel Washington, and directly under him is Anthony Hopkins.
Dude, I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah, there's no one. There's so no one better than Denzel. There's a lot of really good up and comers that I'm really excited to watch. Mm-hmm. But no one has quite touched that side of you that like Denzel can do in a moment.
Yeah, and
Anthony Hopkins can do in ways I've never seen anyone do.
Yeah,
he's like a preacher when he does his lines.
Yeah.
I was listening to Jim Carrey today talking about having a dinner with Anthony Hopkins, and that they just started talking about.
I would love to be on a fly on the wall,
dude. It would have probably been the craziest, like bounciest conversation I've ever seen. But he was talking about somehow they got talking about Ace Ventura, and I don't remember what the animal was, but Jim Carrey was like, "Yeah, I just thought about this animal the entire time I was doing Ace Ventura." And Anthony Hopkins said, I did that too when I did The Silence of the Lambs, when I did Hannibal Lecter. He said Hannibal Lecter was a cross between a spider and an alligator, and that it has all the time in the world, and it's so patient, and it can wait for years and years and years until it gets you. And he just like lunged at it. And he was like, and to watch Anthony Hopkins do this across the table while he eats beef stew was the scariest thing that's happened to me in a long time. All right. What's your genre?
I'll say 70s classic. I'll say that.
Oh, that's going to be hard for me.
Did it come out in the 70s? Iconic. One of the best movies ever made. Probably. Sort of horror. Not really.
Goonies?
No.
I think it's 80s, right?
Goonies, I think, was the 80s.
Sort of horror?
Sort of. Like when it came out, it was considered horror, but it's definitely not today. It's PG. So it can't be horror. Yeah.
Birds?
The Birds?
That
didn't come out in the 70s, did it?
I don't know. Can you give me like a theme?
Dun, 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 dun,
oh, Jaws.
Yeah.
No, dude. Jaws still scary.
I mean,
it's just a little too.
I wouldn't say it's horrific.
If you can get past how cheesy the animatronics are,
is it considered a horror?
Thriller, I'd say.
Thriller, yeah. We'll say that. It's definitely thrilling.
Also, honestly, there's something super scary and cringy about the animatronics these days. Like going back and watching Jaws now is almost scarier than watching Jaws then. What do you like about Jaws?
Everything. I think it's a perfect film, which is crazy because of I'm sure you've heard the stories about like how they had to. They had to like do things on the fly like the day before, and they had to like rewrite the script the whole time because the writer left.
No, I really haven't heard much about that.
Oh yeah.
That's a fantastic pick. And nothing really classic like that is on my list, just FYI for you and all the viewers.
No Godfather or anything.
Maybe. Dude, do you know me better than I know you? I feel like, am I just easy?
Yeah, you're easy, man. Is your 7 Godfather?
No, it's not. No. My 7 is actually probably really hard to figure out.
Okay. So
Jaws is a great one, though. Yeah, horror film. Take a guess.
Man, I don't know. Because when I think of horror, I think of like Halloween and Friday the 13th. And like I think of 80s slashers, you know.
This is a very gruesome film and is very beautiful, too.
Malignant.
Malignant. That movie's awesome. I love that movie.
Let me think. Evil Dead?
No.
Okay. But you said
beautiful, bro.
It's sort of okay.
Costume design is crazy.
Just tell me, what is it?
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah, man.
Dude, why is that not on my list?
Yeah, man.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
I keep meaning to show it to my wife, but man, I love that movie.
Dude, I can tell you from experience of showing that film to someone for the first time, it's a trip. Yeah, man.
That movie made me fall in love with Del Toro.
Yeah.
Have you seen, he did an anthology horror series on Netflix.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, loved it.
Cabinet of Curiosities. It is fantastic. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It is so good. I want 10 more seasons of that.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've not seen Pan's Labyrinth, I don't even know what to tell you other than to walk in completely blind. Walk in as blind as possible or with your hands wide open.
Yeah.
And just watch it.
My 6 or your 6?
Your 6.
My 6. Okay, this is where things get weird for me.
Wait, let me guess. Genre. Sad.
Blood.
Blood.
So much blood.
I really have no clue.
My 6th favorite movie is Kill Bill by Quentin Tarantino. The Whole Bloody Affair. So it was one movie that he turned into 2.
So are you ready for
your hot take? You don't like it?
No. Are you ready for the beginning of our friend divorce?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Thanks, guys. And this has been Watch Better Movies. And apparently now it's just going to be Watch Better Movies with Dave. And I have a Diet Coke over here, if we're allowed to say that out loud. So,
no, that's cool. We should watch that together.
I'd love to. I have no reason why I haven't. I love Quentin Tarantino.
I know. That's why I'm not serious about leaving.
I don't think I've ever thought about like sitting down and being like, I'm going to watch Kill Bill 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Also, I came into Quentin Tarantino as an adult. And those movies kind of came out when I was like maybe in high school, maybe a little younger. Yeah. And I just never sat down to watch them. What do you like about it?
I think Kill Bill is not really like his other films.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not like his crime wave films.
Yeah, yeah.
Crime wave is not the word for it. But
no, I mean, yeah, it is. Because I think that's why people like Django so much is because it doesn't feel like a Tarantino film. Same thing with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It didn't feel like his normal 10 people in a room.
Yeah, centers around a group of people who are doing crime in some way.
Inglourious Bastards, which is, God, that should
the war version of that.
Probably should have made my list. That movie's so good.
I love that movie.
The milk scene in the opening of that movie is so phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. So I saw that movie when I was young. I think I was 13. And the reason I love it, I loved it then and I love it now, is because it is, you can tell, and I'm sure he's said this in interviews as well, but you can tell that Tarantino is just like, I want to have fun. I don't want to tell a greater message. I don't want to get super deep with this particular thing, because he does in some of his other movies, and that's fine. But he's like, I'm going to make a movie that is just fun in every way I can possibly think of. And it's a modern day samurai film. And it is fantastic.
Is there a story in Kill Bill, though, that's worth like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, there is. Yeah, there's... like, is there more than just like, I'm out for revenge?
Or like, let's just put 20 people in a room and one good samurai and watch what happens.
No, there's so much more depth to it, especially in part 2. I view it as one film because he did actually make a cut called The Whole Bloody Affair, and you can like watch it as one. Yeah, and he, when he made the movie, he wrote it as just one film and then realized it was too long. And it's like, yeah, well,
he tends to do that.
Stuff, you know? I think it's great.
Kill Bill over Gladiator, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Not by much. I mean, Gladiator's 8, Kill Bill 6. That's not by much. I like swords, okay? I'm a guy who likes swords.
I think I'm starting to see a little bit of a theme in yours, though. And I think the theme that I'm seeing... No. I think the theme that you got going on is...
violence.
You like pushing the envelope a touch with everything, with actors, with writers, with... Am I right? Like, am I hitting on some things there?
Sure.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's dope. Good number 6.
It's going to get weirder.
All right. Genre, people would probably call this action, adventure, maybe. Meta.
Meta? Okay.
King of meta.
Is it, sorry to bother you?
more original meta, like the original meta. Like when people talk about this, like I think
Monty Python.
No, I think not comedy meta.
Okay.
I think people talk about this film every single day.
I don't know.
The Matrix.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I watch this film, I like it more and I feel it more. I think the Wachowskis wasn't the
Wachowski.
I think you could have said any name right there, and I would have totally been like, "Oh, that's correct."
Lawrence,
the Johnsons.
The Johnsons.
I would have went with you. No, the reality to make a movie that is timeless, prophetic, and eerily present takes a lot, and it's one of those films that I watched it then, and I was like. Whew. And I watch it now and I'm like, oh God, like it never stops being true. And if anything, it just becomes more real. Also, Lawrence Fishburne's up there in my top like 10 actors of all time. Yeah, definitely.
I think he needs to be in more stuff.
Definitely. The Matrix is one of the greatest films of all time. I think Keanu Reeves is one of the most lovable human beings. Yeah, that movie just makes me want to wake up. You know what I mean? It also makes me really scared of using my Oculus.
My fifth movie is actually Blade Runner 2049. So not the original Blade Runner, but its sequel. And in my opinion, it's the successor to Blade Runner. Probably an unpopular opinion. I'm not really sure what the general consensus is.
You want to hear something crazy?
Sure.
I've watched Blade Runner, that one, 2499, whatever, probably like 2 or 3 times. Love that film.
Me too.
Never seen Blade Runner.
Oh.
The original.
So were you kind of like lost when you saw it?
No, I think someone talked me through a little bit of like a recap understanding, okay. But honestly, I went in blind the first time I watched it and it was pretty understandable. Cool. I didn't get some things that were going on. I love that movie. Great pick.
I remember hearing a lot of people say at the time when it came out, a lot of people were saying that it was too long, you know, or like, it's a little too slow for me. You know, I heard a lot of people say that. I didn't feel that way at all. I was never like, this is dragging. I felt that way about the original.
So something really interesting about that movie with me was I went and saw it in theaters and I had like an anxiety response to the music.
Denis Villeneuve became one of my favorite directors after that.
Yeah.
I mean, I already liked him when I saw Prisoners before that and I already liked him because of that. But like this one really made it to where I was like, okay, this guy, I got to follow his work.
Yeah.
Because that is impressive. And the tone in this movie is just perfect. It's a hard thing to do when you have, when you have to revive something that was already popular in the 80s because there's so many people to piss off. Mm-hmm. There's so many things that can go wrong. Mm-hmm. And the studio's looking at it as, oh, we have a title, you know, we have a name. Let's make some money off of it by bringing it back and, you know, making a sequel. And
we're looking at you, Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
Oh Lord.
What a terrible movie.
Yikes. I like the original ones.
I love the Brendan Fraser ones. Yeah.
That's like the idea, you know, and it's hard to take that and be like, hey, let's do something good. You know, like you said, like there's a Mummy and there's a Point Break and there's, you know, there's we've seen that fail 100 times.
The Matrix.
The Matrix too. It's interesting to see it flop and then it's so good to actually see somebody get it. You know, they're like, hey, let's actually make it better.
And care about it. Yeah.
In the original one, I felt like his detective-y kind of stuff. The original one follows Harrison Ford's character. And I feel like he doesn't really do Decker. That's his name. He doesn't do like a whole lot of detective stuff. And when he does, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
In the newer one, in 2049, you're really invested in the detective work that he does. And it drives the plot forward and keeps you invested instead of like kind of makes you bored like in the original.
Yeah.
I still like the original. It's just there are times when I kind of
the world
it's a little
the world was a place too, as a futuristic world, as a place I was terrified of but also wanted to explore. Mm-hmm. Like it was a place like I wanted to, all right, put me in there, let me walk around for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is what makes it so great because the whole time like the main character and probably other people that we don't see in the world of this movie are looking for the connection, you know, like the main character is looking for a connection, even though consumerism is making it get farther away.
Yeah. Great pick.
Thanks. What was yours?
It's so funny to see what I blotted out.
Free Willy.
I love Free Willy, dude. I love Free Willy. Actually, the one that I had in here before, the one that I'm going to say.
Weekend at Bernie's.
No. I had an animated film in here first.
Okay.
The film that wins is The Lion King.
Okay.
And I know for some people they're going to be like, dude, grow up. It's special. But just as Gladiator and some of these other some other films of that nature, as a kid, made me want to be a hero and pick up a sword and go running after whatever it is. The Lion King taught me the weight of being a king.
That's a good pick.
Thanks, man.
Classic. My number 4 is The Prestige.
That almost made my list too.
Nolan. It's just so well written.
Yeah, it is.
Jonathan Nolan wrote the script. Everything about it is great.
Yeah.
It constantly keeps you guessing.
Yep.
And you should watch it.
And you're not right.
Sorry?
You're not right. Like, whatever you think is going on, you won't know. Even to the last seconds, I'm still like, okay, all right, I got it. Okay, this is happening. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then that last shot, I'm like, what in the crap is going on, man?
So that's a great one.
Phenomenal film.
What's your number 4?
Not that.
That's okay.
My number 4 is The Truman Show.
That's a good one. Don't be ashamed of The Truman Show. That's a fantastic movie.
I was introduced to this film not too long ago as well.
Oh.
Probably like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that when I was a kid.
Yeah. And when I first watched it, I watched it like 5 days in a row. I just fell in love with that movie.
I think I wish, now that I think about it, I wish I would have watched that for the first time as an adult.
It's so good.
I think I would have appreciated it more.
It was a very similar feeling I had when the first time I watched The Matrix. As an adult, when I watched it when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, cool! Everything's slow motion, gun, blah, blah, blah," But I missed like the point.
Saying a lot. That movie has a lot to say.
Also, the fact that everybody in the world is like able to watch him. That movie was made in like the 90s, maybe early 2000s.
No, it was the 90s.
Yeah, and the idea of like we actually do that now.
Do what?
Like we live stream people's lives. Like we watch people just live.
Yeah.
It's a really creepy and eerie, like I said, a lot of those movies, Blade Runner, The Matrix, Truman Show, they're prophetic. They're present. It's this like future tense, present conversation thing that just freaks you out. It's timeless,
My number 3 is...
wait. I think we should get back to guessing top 3. Genre.
War.
Saving Private Ryan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a movie that I can just throw on. I don't know why. It's super gory. It's super, emotional. I don't know why, but I could just throw it on whenever.
So I thought Saving Private Ryan was your number 1.
It's up there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's up there.
I'm going to be confused at what your number 1 is. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
If I liked war movies, it would be in my top 3.
I'm not crazy about most war movies either, to be honest. That's just the only one that I'm just like, this is perfect. I've seen it hundreds of times and there's nothing. I can't think of a single flaw other than shaky camera movement, which is intentional because it's supposed to feel chaotic.
God, that opening scene is just so hard to deal with.
Perfect. I can't find a flaw, man. I love it. It speaks to humanity, and I watched Band of Brothers recently too, and I'm
watching that right now for the first time ever.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell our friends.
I'm on episode 10. Where are you?
On episode 2.
Oh, so you haven't gotten to Bastogne yet?
No, I don't know what that is.
Let me know when you get to Bastogne.
All right, I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah. You can watch that movie and just relate to the idea of, are we earning the life that we've been given? Like there's so much to take away, even not as a soldier.
That's fire.
And it's just great. And I love the way he tells, the way he shows, the way Spielberg depicts war is very realistic. There's no like, oh, this person died, and the music ramps up with the violin, and there's a push on the actor's face, and there's tears running down.
That guy was mid-conversation and got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. They're having a conversation, guy's shot, oh, now I got to keep going, because that's how it is, It's like, it's perfect. I love the way he does that. Anyway, what was your number, was that 3 or 4?
My number 3 is a action film, kind of.
John Wick.
No, way more drama than that.
Gladiator.
No. Dang. Gangster-ish.
Oh, okay. Gangs of New York?
Mm-mm.
American Gangster?
Modern day gangsters.
And it's not American Gangster?
American Gangster can't make my top 3. It's good, though. Training Day.
Oh, Training Day. Right. Yeah. Training Day.
Everything about that movie is perfect except for Ethan Hawke. But that's not his fault. He can't help being who he is. Yeah, he's great. He's fine. He's okay.
He was married to Uma Thurman for a while?
No, but that checks out.
Yeah,
that mentally checks out.
You ever see Stranger Things?
Mm-hmm.
So the young woman who's in Scoops Ahoy with Steve, that's their kid, right?
Oh no,
she looks just like Uma Thurman.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
she looks just like Uma Thurman, bro.
When we that light turned off.
Whoops.
Hey guys, that light turned off, but you're just gonna be cool with it, all right? The battery's dead.
The battery's gone.
Yeah. Bear with us.
We're new.
Folks.
We're trying it out. Yeah, Training Day. One of Denzel's best performances ever.
Oh yeah, he got the Oscar for that.
Yeah. That movie's crazy. And talking about like drip and swag, like from the opening scene of him sitting in there telling Jake to get some breakfast, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." And then halfway through, he's like, "Actually, I think I will." He's like, "Nah, you had time to order your breakfast.
Yeah.
Now tell me a story, Jake. I'm asking you to tell me a story. You can't tell me a story." Like his command and authority, it's just too. When he gets the freaking DA cop to smoke PCP in his car.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I got to watch that again.
What is your 2?
Do you want to guess or should I say it?
Genre.
Post-apocalyptic.
Any more specific than that?
Fun?
Yeah. Mad Max.
Yeah.
Really?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I love that movie. I can watch it
Your
whenever.
top 2, bro?
That's right. I can watch
That's
it whenever.
crazy.
I could just watch it whenever. It's my favorite movie. It looks so good.
I love that, bro.
I heard there was somebody told me recently that there was a black and white version of it, and I'm like, why would you?
Oh, that
do
sounds
that?
fire, though.
But why would you do? It's so colorful. Why would
that would
you
be
do
cool.
that?
I kind of watch. Did you see this new side movie that's coming out?
The Furiosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
I will
really
be
good.
there day one.
Really?
Camped out at the theater. Hell yeah.
That's amazing, bro. I
just
do
not
not
into
like
it.
that movie like
All right,
that. But I
that's
know
okay.
a lot of people do. I did go see that movie in theaters, and I was like, this is
I could
smacks.
sort of understand why someone wouldn't like it. So
I don't not like it. I just, it's
Not your
cool.
thing.
It was all right. Visually, it was a lot. It was cool.
Yeah. I know story wise, it's not like amazing. There's really no story.
Not at all, really.
That's one of the very few. I'm always like story over substance any day, but like for some reason, that's like the only exception where just everything is so good.
It's
that
captivating
I
for
don't
sure.
care about the
It's a very
story as much.
captivating film.
Yeah. What's your 2?
This wasn't on your list, and I'm really disturbed by that.
Oh no. I'm probably gonna be mad too. What is it?
This is a war-esque film.
Okay.
Ireland, Scotland.
Oh, Braveheart?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
How can that not be in your...
I liked it. I'm just not like crazy about it.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
I'll watch it. I like it. I'm just not like
He's like,
I'll
yeah, we
watch it
can watch it.
anytime,
Okay.
you know?
That was another one of those, like, my parents allowed me to watch it when I wasn't supposed to. That movie does have boobies in it, though.
That's why I wasn't allowed to watch it.
They're
as a
quick,
kid.
but they're there. They're there. Because I remember me and my dad watching it one day, and I was just like, we all right? We cool? Everything fine here? All right. And
Did you have to go to like Blockbuster or Best Buy,
yeah, Walmart, whatever.
Walmart?
And my brother bought this film, and like it was like a two VHS sleeve because it's so long. It's like 3 hours and some change.
Yeah.
And my brother had seen it, and I hadn't. And I went home and we watched it together, and I just fell in love with that film. I remember crying even then.
It's great.
It's a great movie.
It's fantastic.
Also, I think that was Mel Gibson's probably still. I know he's been through a lot of controversy in his life, but I think Mel Gibson's still up there in my top 5 favorite actors of all time.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
All right, your number 1 pick. This is the movie you can watch any given time. Out of all 10 films, out of all movies in the world, this is the one you want to see the most.
Yep.
What is it?
My number 1 pick is a movie called Brick, which is unlike any other film I've ever seen because it's so different. And there's nothing really else like it other than maybe Miller's Crossing, but not really. It's the most unique movie I've ever seen, and I just vibed with it.
I know so little about this film. Like, I know of it.
Rian Johnson is a pretty good filmmaker, but he's made some things that I don't really like lately. This is not one of them. This is, in my opinion, his best film. And it's also his first film.
Now, is this like murder mystery Rian Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I actually do like his murder mysteries
I
because
do
he did The Onion,
Knives
and,
Out.
Knives Out.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another one, or am I crazy?
No.
Glass Onion. Sorry, not
Glass
The
Onion, yeah. I don't think there was.
I just feel like he does murder mystery really well.
Yeah.
I don't
Knives
know
Out was
why.
really good.
Like, because I've seen his other stuff, and I just don't like it as much. I kind of liked Looper, but yeah, I don't know. There's some
I didn't
stuff
know he
wasn't
did Looper, but I
crazy
like
about.
Looper.
But I like the style of it, and I like the idea. And I think Rian Johnson's really good at murder mystery.
So what is Brick about?
Yeah, so Brick is about, I think our first podcast was about Brick. Or not our first, but one of them. So if you want to go, if you're
am I in trouble for not?
No, you're fine. You're fine, dude. You're fine. It's basically a murder mystery, like kind of gang, almost kind of like a 1920s like Maltese Falcon kind of thing.
Okay.
Except it's in a high school, and they're high school kids, which sounds terrible. That sounds horrible.
Sounds intriguing though.
But it works.
Yeah.
And it's weird that it works. And the reason it works is because they make it, we say this in the podcast, but like they made it so that like high school feels kind of like this when you're in it. You know?
It's true.
It feels like everybody's got their thing, and it feels kind of like, you know, like
and every decision is and every decision is the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything has a lot of weight.
It is very like noir, noir private detective. Someone's gone missing. Let's turn up and like the great thing about it is the dialogue is very Miller's Crossing. You know, they say, I don't know how to explain the dialogue, but just go listen to the podcast.
I think I'm going to go watch the film first, and then I'll listen to the podcast.
Bro,
you guys have a history of spoiling things.
Let's watch Brick and Kill Bill together.
All right, man. Done. All right, my number one pick.
Yeah.
Take a guess.
Taken.
Taken 2. Taken 2. Drive Better. Daddy Help.
Fast X.
Like, what do you do? What do you do if I said yeah? What if you do if I'm like, I really think
there's no
Jason Momoa's performance.
There's no like reality that I would ever believe that. Like, I can't physically comprehend that would be your pick.
Vin Diesel has some films that I would put in my top 10 if we're just talking about watchable. I was about to say Pitch Black.
Yeah, cool.
Honestly, this is crazy because this film sucks. This movie's not good, but I really like The Chronicles of Riddick growing up.
I like it too.
It's not a good movie at all.
I like it though.
It makes no sense at all.
I mean, I'm a guy that likes Star Trek, so I mean, of course I'm gonna like something like that.
My number one pick is one of the only ones we had on the same list together.
Gladiator. Hell yeah, dude.
I think that movie is perfect.
I agree. I think it's great.
Absolutely perfect.
I think it's great.
One thing that I love the most about Gladiator is the ending scene when Maximus is dying. Because they've been giving you these glimpses Ridley Scott has been giving you these glimpses through the entire movie of Elysium and his version of what he thinks heaven is. And for Maximus, it's something familiar. It's his hand going through wheat. It's a door to his garden. It's all these things. And as he's standing in the Colosseum at the last fight and he's already been bleeding out and he's already hurt, and before the fight even really begins, you're throwing back to these shots that you've seen since the beginning of the film and had no idea what it was. And you realize, oh, this was always him living in two worlds. This was always him kind of, that movie's phenomenal. I also heard there's a sequel to this film coming out really soon.
Denzel is in it.
And the only thing I think that can make these movies any better would
Anthony Hopkins.
Denzel and Anthony Hopkins. So if you got one, we're cool with it. I love your list.
I like your list too.
I thought your list was really, and there's a lot on your list I haven't seen. So I think that's also cool is that I can go back and watch. Oh my gosh, I just got something in my.
So thanks for tuning in. I hope you got to know us a little better. And I hope that you maybe heard of a movie that you might want to see, because that's kind of the point of the show.
Keep watching better movies.
The movies that you normally watch are
trash. You're trash.
Let us fix that. Let's fix that.
Send us your movies in the comments and we'll roast you.